live from the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island. CSI Sportsnet welcomes you into NCAA Division II men's basketball coverage on the ECC network. In today's non-conference matchup, the College of Staten Island Dolphins take on the Falcons of Bentley University. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman, once again joined by my broadcast partner, Nick Durst, and this will be a very brief McDonald's pregame show. Nick, I've been all around and everywhere all season long between this table, the table across the gym, swim meets, stats desk, broadcast booth. We finally have our McDonald's pregame show, albeit for about 15 seconds.
Yeah, it was a good one, Joe, and I'm looking forward to the game, and we'll end the pregame show right now.
Our women's basketball game did run a bit late. That game went all the way to overtime and very nearly went further as the Dolphins were able to hold on and secure a 2-point win over Pace University. As for the men, they come in with a record of 2-3. The Falcons come in 1-3. And CSI will face Bentley University for just the second time in program history.
Before we introduce today's starting lineups, we ask that you please rise for the playing of our national anthem. And please welcome Jordan Rain.
And once again, Jordan Rain will sing the national anthem, and with that, we will step off headset and keep our sound right here. Another great live rendition of the national anthem by Jordan Rain ahead of our men's basketball matchup between Bentley University and the College of Staten Island. Once again, Joe Foreman on the call with you alongside Nick Durst. And Nick, starting lineups are being introduced out on the floor. You have those lineups.
Yes, I do, Joe. So first for Bentley University, they are coached by Jay Lawson in his 34th season as head coach with the program. Talk about longevity and consistency. Number 3, the sophomore guard, Dre Roman. Number 10, the junior forward, Joe Carroll. Number 11, the graduate student guard, Aaron Latham. Number 12, the junior guard, Cash McClure. And number 22, the sophomore forward, Cooper Farrell, the starting lineup for Bentley University. And for your CSI Dolphins, which are coached by head coach T.J. Tibbs. Number 3, the junior guard from Watervliet, New York, J.J. Chestnut. Number 10, the 6'8" junior forward from the Bronx, New York, it's Asa Kone. Number 21, the sophomore guard from Staten Island, New York, at 6 feet tall, it is Aaron Goldstein. And at forward, the 6'7" senior, number 23 from Watervliet, New York, Messiah Mallory, and number 24, the sophomore guard, bringing the heat from West Palm Beach. It is Blake Wilson.
All right, thank you, Nick. Those are the starting lineups for both teams tonight. Dolphins and Falcons just a few moments away from opening tip. And taking a look at the recent stretch for the Dolphins, they have dropped 2 out of their last 3 games going back to Wednesday, November 13th against Holy Family University. They dropped that game on the road. They then returned home on Saturday, 1 week ago, and handed the University of Bridgeport their first loss of the season by a final score of 85-81. On Wednesday at Post, the Dolphins just couldn't find the stroke from the outside as the Eagles lit it up from three-point range and defeated the Dolphins 86-81. I mentioned it earlier, Bentley comes in 1-3. This just the second time that they faced the Dolphins. They won the first meeting, played last season. The Dolphins were on the road in that game. Bentley won that one 84-68. However, the Falcons have played at the Tank before, Nick. You and I covered them during the Tournament of Heroes.
And they were very impressive.
They sure were.
For sure. I think they scored 100 points. And they were really impressive. And this is a team that, I mean, they're very good. And CSI always plays some really strong non-conference games. And that is the case here today.
So the final score in Bentley's games during the Tournament of Heroes in 2022 against Goldie Beacom, they won 113-70.
Right, tournament record.
And then against Wilmington, they won 95-82. Jump ball coming up from the Tank. Mallory will jump against Joe Carroll, and the Dolphins control the tip.
Kone getting the start today, switching up the starting 5 a bit in this game.
Handoff goes to Goldstein. No good from 3. Rebound tipped out of bounds, and it will stay Dolphins ball.
Joe, I really like the CSI coaching staff's shirt jackets.
You know, it's funny, Nick, because I mentioned, I think it was Southern New Hampshire that had very similar jackets, and I mentioned how much I like those. As JJ knocks down the 3, and the Dolphins have a 3-0 lead.
A rare 3-point attempt from JJ Chestnut. We know he can make them, and when he's taking them and making them, it's good for the team.
So I mentioned when Southern Connecticut wore those jackets, or Southern New Hampshire, whoever it was that visited, I really like them. I like them even better in Columbia blue.
I think you need to get you one of those.
I'm going to have to talk to Coach Tibbs at halftime. The question is, are those coaches only?
I don't know. They're really nice.
I'll buy one. It's okay. Feed to Kone, who throws it down.
Kone, no mercy, slamming it down.
Asa Kone from Aaron Goldstein on the one-handed slam. Looking to back in on the fadeaway, Farrell, and he knocks it down. Kone, top of the arc. He hands off to Wilson, now Mallory. Goldstein, defended by Farrell. Mismatch inside. They want to get it to Mallory. Kone looking that way, has him. Mallory is fouled.
Just so much length when you have Kone and Mallory in there together.
And here we'll get a look at that Kone dunk once again following this first free throw. Or perhaps a bit sooner. And Mallory hits the first. Nick, that's as emphatic a dunk as we've seen in the half court in quite some time.
Yeah, that was tremendous. And it was a quick feed by Goldstein that enabled that to happen.
And Mallory goes 2 for 2 from the line. The Dolphins quickly out to a 7-2 lead. Falcons work it around the perimeter. McClure was doubled. He gets rid of it and now has it back. Quick ball movement to the left side of the floor now. Roman back up top. McClure McClure takes the handoff. He's quickly doubled. Left open was Carroll, and he knocks down the three.
Carroll knocking down the three there. Gets a little window space and makes it count.
Falcons completely unfazed by swarming CSI defense as the Dolphins turn it over. Falcons have it, trailing by 2. They get it across the timeline with 22 on the shot clock. There's a feed inside, and that's dropped into the basket by Dre Roman.
Nice job there by Latham to pass it off. He could have potentially just laid that in, but he takes the pass, gets the assist.
Roman looked to have a two-handed slam on his mind initially, but played it safe and dropped it in. As the entry pass is poked right back out to Kone. He looks to drive. Wild shot won't go, but Mallory's tip-in will.
Mallory showing off his volleyball skills there and tips that in.
It's too bad Messiah doesn't work the building. You could have used him on team staff in the volleyball game.
Definitely got to start recruiting for next year.
There's a shot fake inside. Farrell can't finish. He grabs his own miss and kicks out to the corner. McClure drives the baseline. Reverse layup won't go. Ball loose underneath. And on the baseline was Roman. It will be Dolphins ball.
Yeah, that staff versus students volleyball game, Joe, we had 2 staff members there. It's not a great showing.
That's tough. I might have to show up next year if it's on.
Listen, Joe, if you were there, we would have won because
you think so?
Me and you at the net. They couldn't answer me at the net. And I think Jeff played on the students team. Jeff was getting some aces.
And Goldstein finishes the tough reverse.
Goldstein, with a nice move, finishes it off at the basket.
Roman stepped on the baseline.
It's back-to-back possessions now where Roman goes out of bounds on the baseline with the ball.
Falcons substitution. Luke Britton checks in. Dolphins have yet to make a change of their own in this game. Chestnut has it. Now Goldstein.
They called out a play. Chestnut called out a play.
Kone. Hand off for Goldstein. Falcons switching everything on the perimeter right now. Kone has a mismatch. And off the spin, he is fouled. That will send us to our first media timeout. 15:41 to go, first half. The Dolphins lead it by 4. $15:41 to go in this first half. Asa Kone at the line. And his first free throw is good. The building gets especially quiet during the men's free throws. And Kone goes 2 for 2.
Taking advantage from the free throw line.
Dolphins by 6. Carroll picks up his dribble, thought about the 3. Now McClure swings it to the right wing. Farrell glances up at the clock, kicks out. Ball now on the wing again, looking to drive and dish, and turning it over was Latham. Here come the Dolphins back the other way. Chestnut out to Kone. Bounce pass. Mallory. Hook shot. No good off the window.
Would have been a tough finish there for Mallory.
In transition, Britton sees his 3 roll off. And that was
Off
last
Mallory.
touch by Mallory, I thought. It will stay Falcons basketball, 20 on the shot clock. And off the inbound, that was far too easy, but McClure couldn't finish. And the Dolphins stripped the ball away from him.
Another steal.
Well, I learned in game 1, Nick, don't assume on the layups.
Nope. We saw a wide open layup missed.
Chestnut, 15 on the shot clock. Uses the Kone screen. Goldstein, head fake, step back 3. No good. But Wilson has the rebound. Chestnut for Kone, and it goes straight through his hands. Crossover by Latham. He drops it off inside, and drawing the foul underneath was the recently checked in Even Missick.
Foul number 10, Asa Cohen. His first, team first.
Missick to the line for 2 here. His team trailing by 6. Justin Zeris will check in for the first time. J.J. Chestnut to the bench.
Zeris continuing his hot start. I believe he had 17 in the last game.
It's been a really good start to his season. Goldstein will bring it up here. Dolphins by 4, just over 14 minutes to play in the first half. Zeris. Bounce pass inside, and Kone throws it down again.
Kone with no mercy for the rim, wearing that thing out early on here in the first half. It's been a while, Joe, since we've had a player on the Dolphins who was able to just go straight up with those dunks in the paint.
We rarely would see dunks in the half court in the past. It's now becoming a common occurrence as Missick knocks down a deep 3.
Nice job there by Missick to knock that down and contain the crowd's excitement off the dunk.
I was about to say that's sure silenced the Fanatics a bit after that last dunk. Mallory, turnaround jumper, no good off the front rim, and rebounded by the Falcons. Latham pushed it up the floor. He has it back now. Feed inside from the left wing. Chase Clark, kick out. Missick defended by Mallory. Picks up his dribble. Latham open, no good. And Kone has the rebound.
Good look from him there. Just unable to finish the shot.
Falcons been very patient offensively. They've gotten some good open looks. Not getting them to fall just yet. Goldstein, no good. And the board ricochets out into the hands of Kone.
Offensive rebounds.
Mallory, splash.
You know the bench loves that, Joe. When Mallory's knocking down the 3, that even brought a huge smile on Messiah's face, and you don't see too many of those.
Dolphins by 6 now. Latham, baseline drive. And the basket will not count. The foul occurred before the shot attempt.
Mitchell Wiggin and Joey Poulin checking into the game here. Kone and Wilson to the bench.
Falcons will inbound from the baseline, 20 to shoot.
Chestnut back in as well for Goldstein.
Missick lost it, and it will stay Falcons basketball. Now 15 to shoot. The inbound goes to Clark. He hands off to Latham. Missick off the kick out for three.
Can't leave Missick with any space because he won't miss it from downtown.
Mallory facing up, drives the baseline. Bounce pass for Chestnut, who lays it in.
Nice job by JJ there off the nice pass.
McClure brings it up. Missick, defended by Poulin. He gets inside and banks it in.
Missick is heating up right now.
Missick using his size advantage there. And the Falcons are within three. Ziris up top for Mallory. He's defended by Missick. Now Ziris off the handoff, looks to drive. Ziris, lefty layup is good.
Nice job there by Ziris, taking it to the hoop and laying it in with the left hand.
Latham drives, hangs and hits.
Beautiful move there by Latham, going under the basket and laying it in on the reverse.
It's been a back and forth first half. The Dolphins maintaining a lead of at least one possession. This is Chestnut now, defended by Latham. He kicks out for Ziris, and he rattles in the three.
Well, Joe, at the point where if Ziris is shooting a three, you have to just expect it to go in. With the way he shot the ball in the tank this season, there's a prime example.
Well, Ziris has shown the ability to heat up very quickly, even if he gets off to a rough start. No rough start today. McClure on the fadeaway, no good. Rebound pulled in by Wiggin. Chestnut into the corner for Poulin, and back outside. Mallory hands off to Wiggin. Ziris inside for Messiah. Mallory backs in. Fade away, blocked. And Poulin has the putback.
Very nice, Joe. As Poulin grabs that ball, that loose ball off the block, and lays it in.
Joey Poulin on the putback. And the Dolphins are in front by 8. Their largest lead of the game. 9:50 to go, first half. Dolphins in front, 27-19. Under 10 minutes to go in the first half. Dolphins leading Bentley University 27-19. 3 on its way, and that is good. Joe Carroll from downtown.
Everybody on Bentley could shoot the three. It was only a matter of time for them to start falling.
Ziris. Over to Goldstein, and right back to Ziris. Goldstein around the back. 8 to shoot now. Ziris uses the Kone screen. Bounce pass inside, and Kone was fouled.
Yeah, his arm was definitely ripped there.
The inbound goes to Wiggin. He hands off to Ziris. Kone with the screen. Now Wiggin. And a foul is called on Kone.
3 fouls apiece now for both schools.
In stark contrast to what we saw in the early game, only 6 fouls at this point. Big difference. During the women's game, very quickly the fouls piled up. Jordan Elliott will bring it up now. Carroll hands off to Roman. He looks to drive the baseline. Kicks out. Falcons swing the ball around the perimeter. Farrell now backs in. And his leaning jumper is good off glass.
Nice job there by him. Getting to the basket, elevating, and getting the shot to fall.
Goldstein for Wiggin. And Wiggin will dribble it back to the outside. He now drives the baseline and had it poked away.
Catch the ball.
Great pass, AG. Let's go, boys.
Good pass.
Dolphins looking to get it in. They find Mallory. He hangs and can't finish with the left.
Defense was closing in on him there.
And a travel was called at the other end. Farrell ended up down on the floor.
Yeah, tripped himself up there.
Just over 8 minutes to play, first half. The Dolphins lead it by 3. Ziris out to Goldstein. Right back to Ziris, 12 to shoot. The entry pass goes to Mallory. He backs his way in, goes up and banks it in.
A lot of patience shown there by Mallory. A couple of hesitations, ultimately gets his layup to fall.
Farrell, hop step, kick out. Now Roman in the corner. Farrell, defended by Wiggin, had it poked away. 10 to shoot now. This is Roman on the drive. He gets inside and can't finish. Good defense there by Ziris. Here comes Goldstein. Step back jumper. Splash.
As good as gold, Joe. Aaron Goldstein from a corner. No doubt about it.
Farrell, defended by Mallory, had it stripped. Good active hands by the Dolphins defensively as Wiggin kicked that ball.
Some good pesky defense for the Dolphins here as we head to the next media timeout.
With 6:59 to go in the half, we will head to a media timeout. Our score, Staten Island 31, Bentley 24. Inside of 7 minutes to go in the first half from the tank. Dolphins leading by 7 over Bentley University, their second meeting ever with the Falcons. First came on the road last season in a game won by Bentley. Dolphins off to a nice start here this afternoon as Farrell fakes and draws the foul.
4th team foul against the Dolphins now. 31-24 game. 2 free throws upcoming.
And Farrell knocks down the free throw. Two for two, no, it rattles out. That was halfway down. And the Dolphins still lead it by 6. Ziris, well beyond the arc here. Tough entry pass is tipped, but held by Wiggin, who came in to avoid the turnover.
Great job by Wiggin there to get to the ball.
Goldstein, big crossover, and he finishes inside.
Great crossover there, which led to Goldstein getting open to the paint.
Strong move to the rim by Aaron Goldstein. The Dolphins now lead by 8. And that shot was stifled inside. Wilson has it. And Wilson nearly passed it to himself there. That was awfully close.
Close, for sure.
Wilson for Ziris. And deep three on its way. No good. McClure now. Defended by Wiggin. Gives it up to Roman. Big mismatch for Carroll, but on the kick out, Roman was left all alone. He can't hit the three, but McClure pulls in the rebound.
Huge rebound from McClure.
Roman double teamed. Finds Farrell, feet inside, tipped, and Goldstein swatted that one off of Carroll.
Excellent job there defensively by Goldstein.
And with that, J.J. Chestnut will check back in for Wiggin. Montesilis will check in on the side of Bentley, along with Chase Clark. Missick back in as well. 15 to shoot for the Dolphins. Chestnut inside is rejected by Latham. JJ will try again, and he will convert.
Well, if the first don't succeed, never give up and try again. That's what JJ did there as he lays it in.
And there's a miscommunication defensively by the Dolphins as that three-pointer won't go. Here comes Chestnut. JJ looks to drive, and he draws a foul.
I'll go to the left free throw line now. With a chance for 2 more points.
Zilis picks up the personal. Both teams with just 4 team fouls in this first half. And we have 4:32 to go. And Chestnut's first free throw is too strong.
Sean Hargrave will check into the game here for Mallory.
Each and every game, the Dolphins have gone deep into their bench. Everyone has played.
And they are still missing some key players due to injury. So this is a team that's very deep.
And Chestnut goes 1 of 2 from the line.
Chestnut leading the team in scoring in this game so far.
Clark can't get it to go from in close. And another rebound pulled in by McClure. Clark will try again off the entry pass, backing in on Hargrave. And this time he rattles it in. Ziris for Goldstein. Now Wilson for three. Splash.
Wilson bringing that heat from West Palm Beach, knocking down the three and heating things up here.
Latham on the pull-up. Off the mark. Easy rebound for Zillis. McClure receives the entry pass, looks to post up Ziris. He's double. Open shooter is Missick, and that's way off.
Missick with a rare miss.
I think you jinxed him earlier, Nick. Here comes Goldstein. And that's tipped out of bounds. And inside of 4 minutes, we will head to our final media timeout of the half. Our score with 3:17 to go before halftime. Staten Island 39, Bentley 27. .317 to go until halftime, and the Dolphins lead it by a game-high 12 points over Bentley University. Our score, Staten Island 39, Bentley 27. The Dolphins shooting 60% from the field and 50% from downtown.
Great shooting so far. Chestnut leading the way in this one. He's got things started with that three early on, but overall Dolphins showing that they have a team in which everybody could score.
No question about it, and Bentley's not shooting it poorly. 45% from the field, 44% from downtown. One of the big differences is obviously the Dolphins are shooting a bit better than that, but Bentley with 8 turnovers to Staten Island's 3.
Wow, it's still some time to go here, but I'm hoping that my halftime interview with Coach Tibbs is a little less intense than last Saturday.
Yeah, it got a bit intense, but the team responded.
Yeah, and I remember where 1 year ago today, we had one of our all-time halftime interviews.
Oh, that interview was a year ago?
I left Coach Tibbs speechless, and he walked off the court.
First time ever. And Ziris draws the foul on the perimeter. Why don't you recall what happened in that particular interview?
I think CSI was up by maybe 20 plus. So I said, Coach, I know you're never, satisfied. First half you're playing great, but there's always room for improvement, right? He just looked at me and walked right off the court.
Smiling though.
Smiling though. I got him. I got him good.
He gave you a sarcastic smirk. 10 to shoot for the Dolphins here. Goldstein. Splash.
There it is. Aaron Goldstein from downtown.
An AG3 from the right corner. And the Dolphins are in front by 15 points. Carroll left open, can't answer. And McClure with another strong rebound, and he gets the putback.
Nice job there by McClure on the putback.
He's been a menace on the offensive glass. McClure now with 6 rebounds. That was his first basket. Mallory inside, Chestnut. And it won't go. From in close, but JJ nearly saved it.
JJ is just all over the place in this game.
Falcons have it with just over 2 minutes to play until halftime. Be sure to stay tuned. You never know what you might miss during our TLC Physical Therapy halftime report, as that's probably a bit easier than the Dolphins would have liked. Farrell lays it in off the feed.
11-point game now.
Chestnut Directing traffic, now Goldstein. Wilson on the wing, looks inside. Mallory wanted it, but could not get positioning. And now they find him, but an offensive foul was called, and Mallory can't believe it.
Disbelief there from Mallory.
Those are tough because players are fighting just as hard to get offensive position as players are fighting to keep defensive position.
Right. It's either way that could go.
Yeah, I think unless it's super blatant, you let him play. But my eyes were not on Mallory as McClure can't connect from the top of the arc. Here comes Goldstein. Goldstein for Mallory, this time defended by Carroll. Wilson thought about it. Pull-up jumper, no good. And this time Mallory is fouled.
That'll be the 6th foul against Bentley. So Dolphins will maintain possession of the ball.
It's not often that we cover a half where neither team reaches a 1-and-1 bonus. Dolphins now 2 fouls away. Bentley 1, and a 30-second timeout was called here. So the Dolphins will talk things over with 1:09 to play in the first half. CSI leading by 13 points, and I mentioned it already, great shooting. They forced 8 turnovers. A lot has gone right. Will there be an area that Coach Tibbs can find for improvement?
I'm sure.
Can you think of one?
I don't know. Maybe
Tough to put you on the spot. You don't have the box
maybe
score.
shooting more threes. And I don't know.
5 of 9 from 3.
It's pretty
16
good.
of 28.
Maybe he's like, we could shoot more. We're open. Maybe something like that. He might say. I don't know. That's really all I can think of.
Maybe he would say 4 turnovers too many.
Too many turnovers.
They have 4, so 4 too many.
4 too many.
We'll see. Dolphins had a nice
maybe he
half.
wants a better effort defensively. I don't know.
Anytime you hold a team like the Falcons to 31, that's a good defensive effort. And
so far, so good. But as we saw last Saturday here at home, it's anybody's game.
Goldstein for Ziris. Dolphins have really been looking to feature Mallory in the post today. This is Chestnut, and he draws the foul.
Chestnut back to the free throw line now. JJ is 8, I believe, in this game.
That's a good memory you have.
So 2 more for 10.
JJ 3 for 5, including a 3-pointer, 1 of 2 at the line. The first free throw is good. It's a great point you made before, Nick. As we all know, they play 40 minutes for a reason, and
Absolutely.
we saw last week how quickly a game can turn in a very short stretch of time. I think if you're the Falcons, you have to look at this Dolphins box score and say, there's no way they can shoot it at 57% for the whole game.
Right. Eventually, things might even out.
Also, 56% from 3. Farrell right at Wilson, and he banks it in. That gets Bentley the 2 for 1. Ziris almost took it right back for the Dolphins, but Falcons can't keep the ball in bounds.
Dolphins ball.
So Ziris was playing for the 2 for 1 there. We know that's a shot he can hit.
Took a quick look there and saw some space, took the shot. Dolphins now with the ball, looking to add on to their score here before halftime.
The inbound goes to Mallory, and Ziris nearly stepped on the sideline. 12 to shoot, 25 to go in the half. Ziris. Step back. No good. McClure with another rebound, his 8th. Farrell just pulled that in. Now Latham up top for McClure. 8 seconds to go, first half. McClure defended by Goldstein, gets inside and is rejected by Mallory. And then again by Chestnut before Carroll lays it in to end the half. What a frenzy to close out that first half as the Falcons pulled to within single digits. Our score at halftime, Staten Island 44, Bentley 35. The TLC Physical Therapy halftime report with men's basketball head coach TJ Tibbs coming up. And we will throw it down to court level where Nick is joined by men's basketball head coach TJ Tibbs for our TLC Physical Therapy halftime report.
Coach, thank you for joining us. Bit of a lead here going into halftime. What have you liked about your team's effort in the first half?
Effort. I think this effort, we've had very poor starts to begin games, and effort. And I like the way we responded. And Mitchell Wiggin came off the bench and rose the effort level of the game. He probably has no points, no shot attempts, but this is the best. I mean, he scored 12 in the second game of his college career, and I think he's played much better than he did in that day. So guys off the bench are doing a good job, but, we got to clean up the glass.
All right, I want to talk about J.J. Chestnut. I feel like watching him, he's like the ultimate, yes, coach player. You tell J.J., I need points. Yes, coach. J.J., play good defense, pass the ball. Yes, coach. J.J., he's playing great so far, 10 points leading the way, but it's always those things that don't show up on the box score that really show that J.J. is a great player.
You can't measure what he does by looking at a box score. You can't at all. You have to watch the game.
Right.
So he's one of those players. He's a throwback type of player. He does whatever you need for us to win, whether it's defending, it's rebounding. Sometimes the counting stats are going to show up, but you can't measure a kid's heart and a kid's IQ and his care. He's too unselfish. I mean, we've been begging him to attack for his duration here, and you've seen a little bit of it
surprised the three-pointer he took to start
I'm
the game.
I mean, he puts a lot of work in. So if you go up on my office door and you see the shooting numbers that when we test him, I mean, he's doing a great job, and that's a credit to him working and also having the confidence to come out there and take it.
All right, Coach, last thing. We got to ask you about these fresh jackets that you guys got now. Did you pick them out? And, how could we get one? Joe Foreman's ready to go buy one. He was looking to buy one in the first half. He couldn't find them online.
Yeah, man. I design every piece of gear that comes out of here, so, no, I appreciate that. No, you can't get one. The only person outside of the coaching staff to have one is Pop Morrow.
Okay.
Shout out to Pop Morrow. Veterans Day was just a couple of weeks ago. That's Mr. Morrow, Big Morrow to everybody watching. So Pop Morrow's got one. Morrow's got one too. So they dress like twins, looking like Papa Smurf and Son Smurf. So you can't have one. It looks good. Joe Foreman, I love you, but no, it can't happen.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you for your time, and me and Joe can't wait to see what other designs you have rolling out this season.
I'm wearing good sneakers, and you're just not paying any attention to them.
I don't know if our
Normally,
camera
I
can
would
get
be
them.
offended. No, don't
Well,
worry about it now.
Joe's the Jordan guy.
Was
Joe,
Kurt
chime
wearing
in.
those earlier?
No, Kurt, don't do that. We don't wear the same pair of sneakers.
He
that
showed
we
up
both
in
have.
Jordan 3s and changed.
Well, I got to go.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Joe, a very cheery Coach Tibbs here at halftime. And that's going to do it for our TLC halftime interview with Coach Tibbs.
All right, thanks to Coach Tibbs for giving us all that time. And, Nick, you'll have to vacate the floor as the CSI dance team is heading out behind you. So we'll throw it to halftime. Dolphins lead 44-35 at the break. Second half from the tank about to get underway, and following a late run at the end of the first half, the Falcons have trimmed the Dolphins' lead to 9. Our score, Staten Island 44, Bentley 35.
From what I heard, Joe, from my sources, you may have been able to secure your jacket for the next game.
I'll have one for the next men's basketball home game.
Joe Foreman interviewing Coach Tibbs on Tuesday after Thanksgiving.
He underestimates who I know. Dolphins force an early turnover to start the second half. And Chestnut surveys the floor for CSI. Goldstein over to Mallory. 12 to shoot. Now Chestnut back to the basket. He feeds Kone. He's trapped on the baseline and lost the ball. Latham flips it back outside, and Bentley likes to work the ball around the perimeter quickly to feed in that entry pass. If they don't have it, they work the ball around the outside and quickly get it into the paint. Farrell too strong on the three. And the rebound was pulled in by Carroll. Latham for Farrell. That pass stolen by Wilson, who saves it to Goldstein.
Well, Joe, we always talk about it going into half that it's a big difference between a 9-point lead and a 10. And Bentley was able to get it to single digits going into halftime, so that was certainly a positive for them towards the end of the first half.
Roman with a shot fake finds Farrell for the deep three. No good, in and out. And Wilson with another strong rebound. Feed inside to Mallory, who was fouled.
So Bentley picks up their first foul pretty quickly into the half here.
His second, team
Now, how would you pronounce this, Nick? F-A-R-R. As far as I'm concerned, that's far.
Farrell.
Yeah, Farrell. All right, I wasn't sure. I know John has the pronunciation guide. Wilson feed inside for Kone now, and he was quickly stripped. They've been swarming him every time he touches the ball near the rim. And McClure knocks down a three.
McClure cashing in on that open look there. Knocks down a three.
We said it at the end of the first half, Nick, how quickly these games can turn, and the Dolphins led, I believe by as many as 15. I'll double check that, but that lead is trimmed down to 6 and make it 8 off the Chestnut layup.
Chestnut is roasting right now. He's doing it all in this game.
Largest lead for the Dolphins was 15 points. Bentley has never led. Open shooter in the corner, and McClure knocks it down again.
McClure cashing in right now on his open looks. Another three for him.
Far too easy. McClure left wide open. Falcons have picked it up these last couple of minutes. Wilson, short. And Chestnut nearly snatched that rebound away. It ends up with Mallory, who was stripped. And Goldstein
Jump ball.
either fouled or committed the foul.
Foul.
He was fouled.
Yeah.
He was fouled.
Foul number 3, Dre Roman, his second, team second.
Goldstein to the bench. Justin Zieris in. Chestnut off the inbound. Met by Roman along the baseline. Cross-court pass for Wilson, now Mallory. Messiah drives. Bounce pass for Chestnut was tipped. And it will stay Dolphins ball with 9 to shoot.
Mallory looking for the cutting Chestnut there. And Bentley able to get a hand on it to break up the easy basket. And the inbound to Mallory, and he catches it and scores without hitting the floor.
Dolphins have just been so effective all season long, delivering those inbounds under the basket for an easy 2. And there's an easy 3 for Farrell. And it's now a 4-point game.
Has his answer there.
Not only are the Falcons getting good open looks, they're getting them quickly. I think that's the big cause for concern right now. Falcons in the first half to get a shot that open really had to work for it. Early in the second half, they haven't had to work nearly as hard.
3 subs now for Bentley.
Zieris receives the inbound with 18 on the shot clock. This is Chestnut. Crossover by JJ. He had it poked away. And we'll track it down near half court. JJ spins now. Lefty layup is good. JJ Chestnut with a strong finish.
Does not get any nicer than that, Joe. Lost the ball, gave it to Mallory, back to Chestnut, drives to the basket, lefty layup in.
Running floater a bit too strong. Rebound loose and pulled in by Kone. Zieris, bounce pass for Mallory, and he is immediately fouled.
4 fouls now against Bentley, and we're going to have a media timeout.
First media timeout of the second half. Dolphins lead it 50-44. 15:52 to go in the second half. The Dolphins lead it 50-44. It will be a CSI inbound coming up, 23 on the shot clock. Chestnut looking and finds Ziris for three. No good. And the rebound was pulled in by Clark. McClure thought about it. Now Missick back up to McClure. Missick now back to the basket, spins baseline, shot fake, and he was stripped. Good hands there on the help defense. I think that was Wilson who came in, perhaps Chestnut.
Good defense nonetheless, and 15 seconds on the shot clock now for Bentley as they get set to inbound.
McClure steps back and knocks down another three.
That's 9 this half alone for him. 9 points, all from three-point range.
Cash McClure has had himself a really nice start to this second half.
One possession game now.
Dolphins nearly turned it over. Instead, they work it around the outside with 15 on the shot clock. Wilson for Mallory. Messiah steps back and can't connect from the mid-range. Wilson got his hands on it and pulls in the board. Wilson, hook shot, no good. And McClure has another rebound, his 10th.
McClure really leading the way the second half for Bentley. And now we have a foul against the Dolphins.
McClure has a double-double. Falcons now shooting at 50% in the game, 47% from downtown. The Dolphins still have the edge in field goal shooting, but in terms of three-point shooting now, Falcons have surged ahead. That's helped them work right back into it and nearly to within a point, but McClure couldn't finish. Chestnut is rejected by Clark. Falcons have numbers if they hurry. Britton for three, and we're all tied at 50.
Well, Britton's wide open there. Takes the shot, makes the shot. Tie game. Timeout Dolphins.
Falcons have had themselves a huge second half thus far. They have outscored the Dolphins 15-6 since halftime. And Nick, it all started at the end of that first half. The Falcons made a small run to pull back to within single digits. That has carried over beyond halftime.
Absolutely. They got that down to 9 going into halftime, and the momentum has carried over. They scored the last point in the first half, and they scored most of the points here in the second.
Bentley with 3 players in double figures, led by Farall with 12, followed by McClure with 11 and Missick with 10. On the side of the Dolphins, Chestnut has 14, Mallory has 11. Aaron Goldstein, CSI's third leading scorer, with 9. But the Dolphins, since a hot start from beyond the arc, just haven't hit the threes. They were 5 of 9. They've missed their last 4, and that has opened the door for Bentley to come storming back. So with 14:27 on the clock, we'll take a quick 30-second break and come back with the score even at 50. And we're back from the tank with the score all knotted up at 50. Dolphins led by as many as 15, but Falcons have come storming back since late in the first half. And Goldstein knocks down the 3.
There it is, Joe. When Goldstein's open, he's going to make them count, and he made it count there. Good job by the Dolphins, ultimately off the timeout.
That's a big basket for the Dolphins, and the Falcons answer right back as Chase Clark finishes in traffic.
Chase Clark for 2.
CSI by 1, just inside of 14 minutes remaining. Chestnut for Mallory, and that was an ill-advised pass. Bentley with a chance to take the lead, and they do. Luke Britton hangs and hits, and the Falcons go in front by 1.
Eagles have come soaring all the way back in this one with their first lead here in the second half.
Goldstein kicks out for Mallory. And he does not get the roll. The tip-in won't go, but the second try will.
There's Mitchell Wiggin there. Coach Tibbs was glowing about his first half performance, doing all the little things.
Pull-up jumper is good. Aaron Latham knocks it down. Wiggin has it on the wing. Now Mallory. Hand off back to Wiggin. Kick out Goldstein. Feed inside Mallory, and he banks it in.
And that was a tough finish there for Mallory. He was almost behind the basket as he was guarded very well by Zillis.
Well, they have no match for Mallory if he catches the ball with deep post position. And right now the Dolphins have no answer for Cash McClure.
Teams are trading baskets right now.
Goldstein uses the Mallory screen. Now Wiggin looks to attack. He's doubled, and he banks it in on the scoop with the left hand.
Beautiful job there by Wiggin.
Wiggin with great body control there in heavy traffic. And Latham is fouled.
Latham will go to the free throw line. Coach Tibbs arguing the call.
We'll get a replay on it quickly and see maybe.
The pass is the time you take a look at our replay system. But things will stay as they are. Definitely was a foul, but I guess maybe the question was it a shooting or not.
The question is whether or not he was going to shoot it. First free throw, no good. One more coming. And we're tied up again.
Poulin in the game now. And Kone.
This is Goldstein. Now Wiggin. Wiggin hangs and hits.
Wiggin right now, strong 2 in the paint. Back-to-back possessions for him.
That's twice now that Wiggin has shown off great body control around the basket. Dolphins by 2. Clark, mismatch against Goldstein. He kicks out. Britton open, and he gives Bentley the lead right back.
You can't leave these Bentley shooters open. Becomes very easy for them.
Not much has changed since we last covered them here a few years ago.
Certainly shoot the lights out.
You mentioned the consistency at head coach and how regionally acclaimed this program has been for many years. As a foul was called, and we'll see whether or not this is going to be a shooting foul following a media timeout. A back-and-forth game sees the Falcons with the lead. Our score, Bentley 62, Staten Island 61, just over 11 minutes to play. 11:02 to go from the tank. The Dolphins now trail by 1. It has been a back-and-forth second half. Two teams trading leads. This is Poulin. No good. But Wiggin tipped it to Kone, who was then stripped. As soon as Kone touches the ball around the rim, the Falcons have swarmed him.
They have to, after what he did in the first half with those 2 dunks.
They are not letting him take a step. As Carroll does not get the roll, and the ball was kicked out of bounds by the Falcons.
It looked like one off Britton's foot.
Goldstein will bring it up and give way to Ziris. He's defended by McClure. Ziris into the corner for Wiggin, and his pass for Kone way off the mark. Dolphins missing Messiah Mallory will send him right back to the scorer's table as Cash McClure delivers yet again. This time he converts on the and one.
Just no answer for Cash McClure in this game. Chestnut coming in the game. Would not be surprised if he's going to be asked to guard McClure.
So, Nick, I did promise you some new merch earlier. It looks like Miguel Espinoza, our bookkeeper, has gotten one of the new polos. You can see him wearing it over there across the way. So, somebody unlocked the office.
Uh-oh. Well, I got to get mine post-game.
We'll get yours post-game. I don't even have one yet.
Although I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to wear it during this basketball season.
Probably not. Probably not. Falcons by 4. McClure makes the free throw to extend the lead to 2 possessions. Ziris uses the Kone screen. Now Goldstein for Kone. He has the one-on-one. He has the mismatch. Is quickly doubled. He finds the cutting Chestnut, who can't finish. Kone is put back, no good. Second try, no good. Third try goes down.
Well, first you don't succeed. Never get up and try and try and try again. A few offensive rebounds there for the Dolphins, and Kone makes the count.
Doesn't Kone know I called a game just last night and one game earlier today? I'm a little congested.
What did you call last night? The soccer?
Hockey.
Oh, you called the Rockets game. Okay.
You actually came up.
Did I?
That shot is short. The rebound goes to McClure. I'll explain in a moment. Perhaps during the next timeout.
All right.
Don't let me forget. 10 to shoot. Carl facing up against Kone. Shot fake, fade away, in and out. And Mallory has the rebound. Here comes Goldstein. Big crossover. He hands off to Ziris. Now Kone for Mallory. Chestnut drives, gets inside, can't finish. And he was then stripped.
Yeah, he got the offensive rebound, but was immediately stripped there by Elliott.
Whenever a Dolphin gets their hands on the ball around the basket on the offensive glass, Falcons have been right there to strip it away as Jordan Elliott's finishing strong on that possession, and Falcons go ahead by 4 again. Mallory takes it inside and lays it in.
Nice job by Messiah Mallory there to lay it in.
Mallory with a strong finish. The Dolphins pulled to within 2. And McClure almost lost his footing. Somehow got a shot off, but the Dolphins have the rebound.
Yeah, Chester ended up poking it away from him after he got the rebound.
Chestnut for Ziris. Deep 3. No good. And Mallory has the offensive board. And Ziris lost the ball. He thought he was fouled. Here comes McClure, and the floor sweeper almost got run over. Watch out.
She's having a laugh about that. But the action is fast and furious here. And Chester gets called for the foul. And 14th foul will go to a timeout.
7:30 to go. The Dolphins trail by 2 as we head to immediate timeout. But we will stay right here, and I'll mention the context in which you were mentioned last night. So my broadcast partner, Andrew Rotundo, our Sportsnet colleague, mentioned that the Wolves' attack was buzzing. And I said, I know somebody who would have been very pleased if you said it was howling.
Yeah, they should have said howling, not buzzing.
Yeah. Missed opportunity. I made sure I took it for him.
I mean, during this game, I said the Eagles were soaring, right?
You did.
So.
You sure did. And you know what I said to him when he said, that's a good point. I said, well, you know he's right.
You know, right? One of our sponsors here on CSI Sportsnet. We'll see if we can get their commercial back in the future.
Yeah. You know, it's been a tough year in terms of laptops. Yesterday, the laptop over at Swim, which is streaming the CSI invite, would not charge. So we're down to using my personal laptop and our second CSI laptop.
And your personal headsets are what you're using right now
Well,
as well.
the CSI headsets are very old.
15 years old. We had to set one into the retirement home last week.
Yeah, that's in the plastic graveyard. But with 7:30 to go, Dolphins trail by 2. Messiah Mallory now leads them in scoring with 15, Chestnut with 14, Goldstein with 12. On the side of Bentley, McClure has had a huge second half. He has 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. Well on his way to a potential triple-double.
Yeah, he's been great. And now he goes to the free throw line here.
Chance to make it a 2-possession game again. And the first free throw is good. And McClure goes 2 of 2 from the line. Bentley in front, 69-65. Chestnut for Goldstein. Now Mallory. Top of the arc, surveys the floor. Wilson right back to Mallory, 7 to shoot. And Chestnut had it go through his hands. McClure had it poked away, and it will be Dolphins ball.
Well, that's what I was talking about at halftime with Coach Tibbs, where Chestnut could really impact the game, doing everything. And right there, he forced McClure to kind of lose his handle and go out of bounds.
Well, tonight, one of those games where he's also filled up the stat sheet. 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. He has it in his hands here. And that's a beautiful feed for Mallory, who finishes a tough bank shot.
And how many times do you think those two have done that together in their basketball careers? 3 years together in high school, 3 years now at CSI. You know JJ's always going to be looking for Messiah going to the basket.
And Mallory is whistled for the foul. He's wide-eyed after the call. Can't believe it.
Looks like he got a lot of ball on that one.
We'll get a look on replay, though our angle isn't the best. Not sure you'll be able to see much, but we will get one more look here. McClure's first free throw on its way. It's good. But here's a look at that last sequence. I can't see anything on the small screen, but in real time, I thought perhaps might get called a jump ball or a no call.
All right. Well,
Bentley by 4.
4-point game now. Dolphins looking to keep pace.
Chestnut uses the Mallory screen. Chestnut left open. No good. Ziris has the rebound. Chestnut off the feed from Ziris. Banks it in.
Chestnut, 6'2", but when it comes down to having the ball in the paint, he can sure play big.
On the wing, McClure drives. Leaves his feet to pass. And an offensive foul is called on Latham.
Latham with the offensive foul, and Dolphins now with a chance to tie or take the lead.
Well, I said it, these two teams have been trading leads for much of this second half. 7 lead changes in half number 2. Mallory. 20 on the shot clock. He hands off to Chestnut. JJ off the crossover is rejected from behind. And the ball hit him on the way down. One of 3 Falcons may have gotten a hand on that shot. Tough to tell who it was. The stats desk will tell us, though. It was Joe Carroll.
So Jeff Curry was all over that on the stats test.
Jeff and Nick, a flag-free game 1. As Mallory blocks the shot by Farrell. Dolphins in transition. Chestnut to the rim. Lefty layup is good, and we are tied at 71.
Chestnut is so good with that left-hand finish going to the rim.
Score tied once again. Next basket will make 8 lead changes here in this second half. Farrell puts Bentley back in front by 2.
Nice job by him there to find some space to shoot that and score. And Mallory down right now with an injury.
He's grabbing at his left quad, and they'll take a look at Messiah here. And you always hope in these situations that it's just a cramp, but the building has gone deathly silent.
Yeah, Mallory, obviously, the key to this car. He drives the team, and want to hope he's okay.
He walks off under his own power, still clutching at that left leg, but I think with 4.5 to go, we shouldn't be too surprised if we see him back in this game.
Yeah, I think we'll see him back. They'll probably go with the foam roller right now, and we'll get him back in there, I would think.
Have you ever used a Theragun?
I don't think so.
You know, they're on sale for Black Friday. I've been really tempted to give it a shot. They are not cheap.
I could imagine.
But I've heard a lot of people rave about them, and I think it's about time I add it into my collection of electronics. And maybe the recovery will be boosted a bit. I sure need it.
Especially after a long weekend of broadcasting games and running around the gym.
I don't think you can use it on your vocal cords.
Your legs, though, Joe. You're running across the table.
That's true.
Into the swimming pool.
I am on the plus side of 30 now. Wilson, splash.
Blake Wilson bringing the heat from West Palm Beach. Knock it down to 3 to give his team the lead.
Dolphins in front by 1 with just over 4 minutes to play. McClure for Latham. Latham leaves his feet, nearly threw it away. Elliott kick out to an open Latham for 3. No good. Rebound tipped into the hands of Goldstein. Under 4 minutes to play. Dolphins by 1. Kone hands off to Goldstein. He drives the baseline, gets inside, and can't finish with the left. But for a moment, I thought the Dolphins had kept it. I do not think that is the case as we head to our final media timeout of this game. 3:27 to go. The Dolphins have the lead. Our score, Staten Island 74, Bentley 73. And we are back from the tank with 3:27 to go in this game. Dolphins lead at 74-73. Messiah Mallory still over at the trainer's table. We took a look at the play where he went down during the break. Didn't see anything out of the ordinary, so I would guess he cramped up, but that's all we'll speculate there. Meanwhile, his Dolphins teammates on the floor right now, Asa Kone, J.J. Chestnut, Blake Wilson, Aaron Goldstein, and Justin Ziris. On the other side, Carroll, Latham, McClure, Elliott, and Farrell. Latham will bring it up. The Dolphins showing pressure, but they ease off. And the Falcons will get into their half-court offense. Feed goes inside, pull-up jumper, McClure short. Farrell's putback no good, and Chestnut has the rebound.
Chestnut with the ball now, slowing things down a bit. Every basket counts right now moving forward here with under 3 minutes in this game. Dolphins with a 1-point lead, 74-73.
Every possession critical at this point in the game. Ziris out to Goldstein. Pull-up jumper. Air ball. And Chestnut throws it off of Farrell to earn the Dolphins another chance with 7 to shoot.
Chestnut doing it all in this game.
Nice job there by JJ. And another play that will not show up on the stat sheet.
Right.
It may earn the Dolphins some points here. We'll see. Ziris for Kone. He attacks, baseline, and lays it in.
You don't want to let Kone get a full head of steam going to the rim.
One-on-one, he's a really tough cover. Big size advantage on the inside.
The size getting ready to come back in.
Latham, and one. And that will silence the Fanatics for at least a moment. As Aaron Latham converts through the contact, he has a chance for one more at the line.
Looked like Messiah was going to charge towards the scorer's table, but his coaches, with his best interest in their hands here, make him take a seat on the bench.
Latham's free throw is good, and we are tied at 76. What a pair of games here at the tank today. And I've been at the table for all of both games as Chestnut banks it in.
That's a little early, Joe, but the Chestnuts might be roasted out of the open fire.
Sing along in the post game?
We'll see. If I got to win first.
Now I'm perhaps no longer impartial as this three-pointer rattles out by McClure. Rebound to CSI. Dolphins hold it. Now with 15 on the shot clock. This is Goldstein. He pulls it back out, 5 to shoot now. Goldstein on the drive, and he is fouled.
Aaron doing some dancing there, just like his sister on the dance team, and he gets to the basket and gets fouled and goes to the free throw line. And look who's getting ready to check in the game, Joe.
Mallory ready to come back in as Goldstein will head to the line for 2 shots. He gained a step on Elliott, who was then forced to foul. And considering that he didn't make the shot, I think that's probably a good foul because Goldstein was in and open. And he has the first of 2 free throws. A big one there makes it a 3-point game.
Well, we said it, Joe. With 4 minutes left, there was no way Mallory wasn't going to get his way back in the game.
Yep. Unsurprising, but he's still flexing out that left leg a bit.
2 big free throws there by Goldstein.
We've seen some clutch Dolphins free throw shooting so far today. Elliott met by 2 Dolphins on the baseline. Now McClure. He looks to drive, kick into the corner. Latham wide open, and he knocks down the 3.
Wide open look there after feed. Knocks it down. 1-point game with a minute to play.
Great job by the Falcons to execute under pressure there. They are unfazed in these big moments. And the Dolphins now leading by 1, have 15 to shoot. Chestnut uses the Mallory screen, now Goldstein. He's looking inside, no lane to pass. Chestnut, 6 on the shot clock. He backs in, 3 to shoot. JJ banks in the fall-away hook.
Chestnut's roasted on an open fire.
DJ Tibbs wanted a timeout. He was right in the referee's ear and did not get the timeout.
JJ Chestnut, though, unbelievable with the shot clock expiring.
And we need to get the security officer away from the camera. He's a bit too close. His elbow's in the shot. I'll let Pat know. But either way, a tremendous finish by Chestnut with the shot clock winding down. And CSI goes in front by 3 with 26.8 remaining.
Great job there by JJ Chestnut as he was able to get to the hoop, lay it up and in on the off-balance shot. And right now, 3-point lead in this game, 82-79 for the Dolphins. So Coach Tibbs drawing up his play defensively. Coach Jay Lawson drawing up his play offensively. Danny the Dolphin in the stands behind the Dolphins bench. And we're getting set to resume play. JJ Chestnut certainly the player of the game thus far for the Dolphins, as he has 22 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and a steal. So Goldstein, Zieris, Mallory, Wilson, and Chestnut out there, and Johnny V on PA trying to get the Dolphins faithful fired up.
Does that count as me leaving the booth during the game? I don't think so. I went up to the camera.
Well, it wasn't a timeout, so.
Well, it was. It was a break in the action.
Right. So I think it's okay.
All right. We're still perfect for the day then. 25 seconds to go. Dolphins in front by 3. Bentley does not need a 3 here, but they will set up McClure for 1. And he knocks it down. With 17 seconds to go, the Falcons have tied the game.
Well, that's the guy they wanted to get the ball to, and he got it, and he drilled the shot. Coach Tibbs calls a timeout now.
I was curious to see if Coach Tibbs would call a timeout there. Some teams choose not to for the simple fact that you have to inbound again. But the Dolphins do elect to call a timeout and diagram a play.
Here,
Nick?
This is the thing, Garrett. Right now, Bentley, one more foul is going to send the Dolphins to the line, right? So you could drive to the basket and hope to get the foul. Obviously, the key thing here is going to be inbounding the ball. I like the chances for the Dolphins here if they can get the ball in Aaron Goldstein's hands.
If the Dolphins are able to get the ball in, they should have the final shot of the game. There is no reason why the Dolphins should put up a shot with enough time for Bentley to get another possession. So worst case for the Dolphins, you end up in overtime.
Has this ever happened 2 overtimes in one day?
That's a good question. I don't think I've ever called back-to-back overtime games. I don't think so. We've only had a few overtime games ever. And I know for a fact 2 of them are women's games.
Right.
So let's take a look at the men's schedule and see when the last time we called an overtime game was.
I don't think it was last year.
I don't think so either. However, I'm not sure if the schedule marks overtime games as overtime by default. You may have to go in and do that yourself. But I'm taking a quick look. We'll see if we can find one. I know for a fact when they had an overtime game, I was not on the call for it. But in the Tournament of Heroes 2019, they played an overtime game against Curry College. That
Dave
I know for
Pizzuto
sure.
And the great Mike Baybusky on the call.
That was an all-time call on Sportsnet, but we'll talk more about that after this. Dolphins with 7 seconds to go. Ball in the hands of Chestnut. 5 seconds. Chestnut spins, gets inside, and banks it in. 1.6 to go, and the Dolphins take the lead.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. JJ laying up the ball at the basket. Although it's been said many times, many ways, JJ Chestnut for 2.
And that is certainly a unique way to say it. JJ Chestnut with perhaps the biggest 2 points of the Dolphins season thus far as they go in front with 1.6 remaining. That being said, there are still 1.6 seconds on the clock. The Falcons have called timeout. They will have time for a dribble or 2 here with 1.6. So you have to be careful if you're the Dolphins. A, not to foul on a 3 because inevitably it will probably be a 3.
Do you have Kone come in to try to block the inbound pass?
Yes.
I think you do. And exactly what we're going to see here.
Yep. I think you get the most length you can on the inbounder. And if you're one of the players defending the catch, you cannot foul.
Right. And how about JJ, Joe? 24 points, none bigger than those last 4 to tie the game and then give them the lead.
Chestnut coming up huge down the stretch, and there will be no mistaking his contributions in the box score following this game, as the Dolphins, I believe, got a look at what the Falcons were going to do and then called timeout. So digging back a bit further, obviously the Dolphins now hoping that this game does not go to overtime, but the last overtime game that we have on record was the game against Curry, and once again, overtime not labeled there. So I know that game went to overtime. It is not labeled overtime in the box score. It went to double overtime.
Wow.
So the box scores do not label overtime on their own. You have to click that.
And who is the main player of the game there for CSI?
Leading scorer, Adeola Latunji, 1,000-point scorer for the Dolphins, had 38.
Going back quite some time.
Yep. That being said, I do not believe you and I have called a men's basketball overtime game on Sportsnet. I don't think we have. The Dolphins hope that we don't begin today.
Yeah, we don't want to see it.
Overtime would be highly unlikely, barring a foul. 1.6 to go. Farrell, the inbounder. He's looking up the floor and heaves it. McClure with a chance, and he puts up an air ball. As the Dolphins hold on to win at the buzzer. Our final score, Staten Island 84 and Bentley 82.
What a game for the Dolphins. What a game by J.J. Chestnut to lead his team to victory. When they needed him the most, he was ready to go.
No question about it, Nick. And J.J. Chestnut will be our TLC Physical Therapy Player of the Game. He will join Nick on the floor shortly, and I will step off headset as we get JJ over here to our broadcasting booth.
They're looking up here, right? Mm-hmm.
And we are back for our TLC Physical Therapy post-game report. Nick is joined courtside by our player of the game, JJ Chestnut.
JJ, what a game. Ice water in your veins down the stretch there. Tie the game, and then you win the game. How's it feeling? What was the play drawn up there in that last timeout? Did you know you were getting the ball?
It feels really good. All week in practice, we've just been working hard. And the play that was drawn up was, give me the ball. I work out a lot. I work on that in practice every day, so coach and my teammates have faith in me, and that's why I was able to go out and do that.
Big bounce back win here after the loss on the road during the week. Things are looking good here. You're having a really strong home court advantage this season. How does it feel to have your fans, your supporters out here, the Fanatics, showing up and supporting, and everybody here pumped up for you, JJ?
Real YN. My fault. Did you ask me a question?
You're all good.
Oh, no.
We could talk about the Chestnuts roasting, JJ, because I broke out one of the all-time singing calls at the end of the game. Joe Foreman could attest to it. But listen, I mean, Thanksgiving's coming. We're starting the holiday season early out there today, right? So, JJ, you get the game ball. You were incredible. What does it mean to play in front of these fans here at the Tank? They've been really loud and have been giving you a huge advantage all season.
Yeah, one thing we always talk about is how much everybody comes out and supports. We wouldn't be able to come out and get a win like this without the fans, without the supporters, so it means everything. Win or lose, everyone always comes back, and we really appreciate that. So every night, go out and make sure we play hard.
All right, JJ, well, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Go enjoy it. Go blast some JTO in the locker room.
I definitely will.
And we'll see you on Tuesday night.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, JJ. Joe, that's it with JJ, who's all smiles, getting ready for the holiday season. Back over to you.
All right, thank you, Nick, and thank you to our TLC Physical Therapy Player of the Game, JJ Chestnut. He had himself an incredible afternoon, 24 points on 10 of 17, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal, plus everything else he lent to this Dolphins victory that will not appear in the box score following this one. And Nick, big win for the Dolphins. They take the win over the Falcons by 2, but this is a win that could be one that really jumpstarts this team's season. We saw the win last weekend seem to do that as well.
Yeah, get things going here, and then next Friday, the Friday after Thanksgiving, the conference play. We got Friday game, Sunday game, and we really get into the thick of things in December.
And that's what I was alluding to. Conference play on the horizon, but still some more men's basketball to be played before that. As for us here on Sportsnet, our next game will be on Tuesday. Women's basketball next week taking on Dominican University of New York. Be sure to catch that broadcast. We will be recording a special behind the scenes as well.
Oh, you're not going to want to miss it. Behind the scenes with Joe Foreman to see what he does to get set for a game day.
So be sure to check that out when it goes live. We record that ahead of our game next Tuesday. But until Tuesday night, this has been Joe Foreman alongside Nick Durst. Our final score, Staten Island 84, Bentley 82. Be sure to catch women's basketball right back here on CSI Sportsnet on Tuesday night. And you can check out the end of the CSI invite right now here on the ECC Network. Head over
Shout
to
out to Jessica Johnson for setting the record in the 50 free last night.
No question about that. More records coming this weekend, I'm sure. More set last night as well. Check out swimming and diving and enjoy the rest of your week.